Hello, my name is Sam and I'm here to do a review of the SoloStove wood burning backpacking stove. So I'm out here in my patio, but I wanted to show you the kit that I've put together for my SoloStove. And the first thing that I've got here that you see is a pot cozy case. Actually, I've got basically two pot cozies put together that houses my kit. So I've made it out of duct tape, you see of course here, and a reflective window shade that I had an old one, so I cut it apart to make this. And you can find instructions for making pot cozies online. So I've got a lid piece here, and inside the lid I have the pot that I've got for this. This is a Primus aluminum kettle. Actually, it doesn't have a frying pan on the top, which is one of the reasons why I got it. And then I have a pot cozy here at the bottom. And the reason why it's nice to put it in a pot cozy is you'll see when you use this pot with the stove, then it gets quite black, and so putting it, having something to put it inside of, makes it really nice to take care of your pack. When I've made the pot cozy, I made it with a slight slit in the side so that I could fit my stove in here with the handles and still have access, still keep the pot warm. So pot cozies are useful for keeping the pot warm, and also for putting plastic bags inside of when you're cooking. If you want to use a durable Ziploc bag, pour some boiling water in with your food and set it in a pot cozy. You can let it cook in there while you either heat up more water or let the stove cool down. So inside of the pot, take the lid off. I've got a camping towel wrapped around the stove itself, and then I'm gonna pull out the stove here as it comes. So this is the top ring of the SoloStove that you use to set pots on top of. You can see, by the way, that I've used my SoloStove a lot, and I wanted to do that before I did a review, just to so that I'd be fairly qualified to talk about it. And right here, I've got a small tinder kit which has some Swedish firesteel and some cotton ball Vaseline tinder, which I'll show you how to use in a second. And how to make it as well. And then I've got the SoloStove inside of here, and then just a pack towel that you can use to wipe out the inside of your pot or whatever else. And so it also keeps it from rattling inside your pack, which is kind of nice. And so here's the kit which I've put together, and all together, depending on how much tinder you have, it weighs about 19 or 20 ounces. You can buy a titanium pot, but I opted for a much cheaper aluminum one. I think I got it for under 20 bucks online somewhere. And I made sure to get one that actually fit, the stove in nicely, so it all goes together as a nice kit. So I'm going to show you how I set this up and to boil some water. I gathered some. I am at home, but when I was out hiking last time, I gathered some dry sticks to use as well. So I'm going to set up and show you how to first make some cotton ball Vaseline tinder. There's other videos for that online, but it's really fast, so I'll show you. And then I'm going to go ahead and start a fire. And I'm going to boil 32 ounces of water, which goes in here. 32 ounces is kind of nice because it allows you to cook a dinner for two people in one boil. I'm going on a backpack trip later this summer, and there's going to be 4 of us, and so that'll make it just a little bit faster to cook dinner while still having a lightweight setup. So next up, I'm going to show you how to make some cotton ball Vaseline tinder and to start a fire. So making tinder is easy enough to do. It requires 100% cotton balls, not any synthetic but these are fairly easy to find, and they're pretty cheap. I think it was a couple of bucks for this bag of ridiculous number of them, and some regular old Vaseline. And so to make it, you see I've got some in my tinder bag here, and of course I usually hike with more than that on a longer trip, but I'll show you how to make one. Grab a cotton ball, open the Vaseline, and then you want to pull the cotton ball aside a little bit. So there's lots of instructions that people get very involved on how to do this. But get my cotton ball, and I wipe some Vaseline on the inside of it, and then I kind of put it back together and just kind of work it around a little bit like that. So you can make a bunch of these, throw it in a bag. They don't weigh very much. You can take a lot of tinder for not very much weight. And so this is something you want to make before you go. I wouldn't recommend hiking all the materials out to make those. And then when it comes to making your fire, you want to set it on the inside of your stove here. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the fire. You'll see the pile of sticks I've got in the background. And I wanted to have plenty for my demonstration here, but anyway, so you can put it right in your stove, and then I'm going to use my Swedish firesteel and go ahead and spark that into the cotton. And then I can immediately add some sticks. The nice part about the cotton is it does, the Vaseline is it extends the burn time of your cotton tinder, and which makes it a lot easier to start your fire. So I'm going to add some small sticks here on top of the cotton ball. And then I'm not going to show you the whole burn video because there's others that have done a really great job of that. Other reviews of the SoloStove. But wanted to give you some tips on how to do it too. So let me go ahead and get it started, and then I'll show you what I've learned about doing this. So I've got 32 ounces of water in my pot. I'm add the lid on here and center this on the top of the stove there. You'll notice that I've got the opening pointed the direction that I want to add the wood as I go. I've learned a little bit about feeding wood to the SoloStove, and I think I've probably got far too much wood here, but what I've learned is that you don't want to overfill it. If you do, you tend to block the type of stove. The nice healthy flame you see inside there. I'll try to get a shot a little bit later to show you the inside of of kind of what it looks like. And then you just want to gradually add sticks to keep the flame at a good level. You'll notice sometimes it burns down, and I've probably let it burn down a little bit too far here. And it's a fairly easy thing to do to add a few sticks, and it will flame up just shortly. It holds heat rather well, so it's really easy to keep that going and to get the flame up again. So you sort of need to give it a little bit more attention than you typically do a gas stove, just to keep it happy and flaming. But in no time at all, we'll have some boiling water. So I'll try to get a shot to show you the ideal flame that you're looking for inside of the pot that shows the secondary burn effect of the SoloStove. So if you see inside, you'll see the fire coming. It looks like it's coming out of the secondary vent holes in the top, not on the outside here, but on the inside of the chamber. And that's the kind of flame that you're looking for. You want it to be coming out like that. It burns really hot. Even just placing your hands by the side, you can feel how much heat there is. You all notice the soot, and it depends a little bit on the type of wood that you're burning as well. But you will get a blackened pot. If you do smear some soap on the bottom of your pot, then you can usually just wash it right off. In this case, I'm dedicating the pot to the use of this stove, and so I'm not worried about it as much. And so that's the type of flame that you're looking for. It's worth adding sticks before the flame completely dies, simply because otherwise it'll kind of flame up and burn really fast, and then your flame is gone. So you want to periodically add sticks to it as you're burning. You want to see, I've probably left it a little bit too long there, and it's gone ahead and burned down, so I'll add a few more sticks here. As far as burn time, before I burned, I've practiced a couple times, and I've burned 32 ounces of water in 16 minutes. I did 16 ounces of water in the same pot, and it took a little bit over 8. And so I expect with practice that I'll get a little bit faster. But the nice part about burn time is that you're not worried about fuel in this case, because you're picking up fuel as you go or at your campsite, and so it's less of an issue. And if it's a little chilly, then you get a nice fire as well. So you want to break your sticks into pieces. This might be a little bit long, but you want to break your sticks into smaller pieces so that you can fit it inside. Otherwise, it tends to stick up and out. When you have shorter sticks, then it's a little bit easier to keep those sticks on the inside of the burn chamber inside of the stove there. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and keep adding some wood and boil ourselves some water. And here, folks, we have a rolling boil of 32 ounces of water. So I think this stove works really well as either an emergency preparedness stove or as a backpacking stove, a lightweight backpacking stove, which I will be using for this summer. So that's my review. Hope you found it informative, and I hope you try one out and have as good of an experience as I have. Thanks.